Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight Season 14 Boston, Episode 12 Settling In or Just Settling. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 5,000. Hopefully, we can get there by May 1st. Let's shoot for May 1st. Hopefully, we can get there. But so if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed tonight's content. And then hop into the comment section, y'all, so we can talk about how awful of a person Lindsey is. Let's get started. So, Mark and Lindsey. Lindsey, Lindsey, like it is Lord. We need Alyssa back because I feel like everybody else was more tolerable when we just had one awful person to focus on. Now we got eight awful people to focus on. But let's see what we can do. So Mark is in the kitchen and he is making a whiteboard because he wants to outline chores that they can do on a day-to-day basis. Some meal prepping things on there, and then some things that they want out of the other person. He feels that doing this will give them a more structured um day to day. And some people, when they have more structure in their life like that, very rigid plans, they perform better. He's hoping that this will help their communication. It's not going to, Mark, but kudos for kudos for you trying. So Lindsey comes in. She's all for it. She likes the idea. She wants to break down meal prepping a little further into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mark said he don't want to meal prep dinner. She said, well, I think it would be best that if we do it, let's just go all in on it. She said because with him, the way that his work schedule, the way that his work situation is right now, um, having dinner planned out would just be easier. She said, we can do whatever you want. She asked him, would he be okay with, I think she said, what, carrots and it was some other green vegetable. And he was like, with what? She was like, whatever you want it with. We just gonna eat a vegetable every night. You know why? Because we are adults. We are adults. That's what we do. When I cook dinner, I always have a green vegetable on my plate. That's just what we do. Is how I was raised growing up. My mom always put two vegetables on our plate, one of which is always green. So now as an adult, when I make dinner, there is a green vegetable that is getting cooked and put on my plate. It's a plethora of them. It doesn't have to always be peas, doesn't always have to be green beans, but we're going to have some vegetables. So they decide to watch a show together. That's a big deal for couples. So they're going to watch a show together. And Lindsay's one request is that when they are watching these shows together or when they are having lunch together, she does not want him on his phone, whether he's just scrolling the internet or playing a game or doing something like that. She wants him to be more engaged with her while they're having lunch. And conversely, while we're watching TV, pay attention to the show. That's not a big ask. He's okay with that. All right. Good job, you guys. It's going great so far. We go grocery shopping. They have a budget of $150. I don't know if that is per week, if that is for every 2 weeks, but that seems rather low for two adults. Okay? That seems rather low for two adults. The entire time they're there, they're walking in. Lindsey wants to try a sugar baby watermelon. I heard they are very sweet. I've never had one, but I've heard that they're extremely sweet, very flavorful. Mark picks up just the first watermelon he sees. He didn't knock it. He didn't check the yellow belly or anything. Just pick up the first one. She's listing all these different vegetables. Oh, there's corn. Oh my God, look at these sweet potatoes. Oh, these carrots look good. And Mark is like getting kind of ticked off. We have a budget. We have a budget. And the budget's, and I wanted to say, Mark, how much do you think the vegetables gonna cost? You can get a handful of green beans and it's like 50 cents. So I was like, Mark has to he has to elevate his palate. You have to do more than just eat whatever goldfish and burgers that you like to do. So Lindsay's asking him, "Do you like this? Do you like this?" And he's like, "No, no." He's like, "She's just picking up all this stuff." He said he doesn't really like fruit. He doesn't really like vegetables, and it's like you eat like a 12-year-old. It's not okay. It's not okay. So Lindsay said that she used to always rag on her friends that have what she calls the chicken finger man. Now, there were some people on Twitter that took offense to that. I absolutely did not. Because Mark totally gives me the vibe that when he goes to a restaurant, he's looking for the chicken fingers. If he goes to like an Asian restaurant or something like that where he's not necessarily comfortable trying new things, he's going to the kids menu and he's getting the chicken finger meal that comes with french fries. That's what I see Mark as too. Or even worse, he could be like Jacob from a couple seasons ago that all he ate was steak and eggs. So I just people take that as her being rude to him. I didn't. Grow up. Grow up. He says that they went over budget. And then he would say, "Well, I just didn't think that vegetables, I don't really buy that many fruits and vegetables." We know. We know. $150 is a crazy budget for two people. I would really need to know if that was per week or every 2 weeks, but that's a wild budget. But he sure ran his happy ass over there for that bacon. I bet he was willing to I bet he was willing to pay out the ass for some bacon. I tell you that. So Mark meets up with Steve, and they're tossing the football around, and he is basically just telling Steve how she's always thinking of kids in the future, and he's just not there yet. Probably in general, but he's just not there yet with her because, as we know, Mark is not. He don't see it for Lindsay. While he might have been attracted to her at first, visually, at first look, he probably thinks she's physically attractive. Her personality just does not mesh well with him, and the times that he has expressed to her or tried to express to her some things that she's doing that aren't the most conducive for how he does things, she snaps at him. She gets mad at him. So he's not impressed with Lindsay. He don't see it for Lindsay. He doesn't Mark's not planning the future with her. Next thing we know, Lindsay's is super close in the camera. She's stressed now, and she said her and Marcus on the outs. She don't know if he's gonna ever be back ins. She said that he's not following the whiteboard, which was designed to like assign chores and stuff. He's not following the whiteboard. He's supposed to be looking for a job in Boston. He does not want to move to Boston. He must live on like the sub out. He must live in a suburb, and she wants him to move more into the city. He's not doing that, so she's upset with that. And then we get this argument that we don't really get clarification on, but I guess she wanted to do laundry. She has some things in some baskets. I'm assuming these items were to be dry cleaned only. She said he ruined four items of clothing that were worth $250. He's not careful. He doesn't care. He didn't pay attention. He shouldn't have even been doing the laundry because she put on the whiteboard. She wanted to do it. So then we get another like scene of the night, the night before when they're arguing, and she's saying that he touches the cat more than he touches her. She said that Mark is no man of hers. Mark is no friend of hers. Here's the thing, Lindsay. Lindsay seems really needy. Lindsay seems very, very physically needy. Like she seems like when Mark is sitting at home, she expects him to be up under her all the time. She wants to constantly be cradled in his side. She wants him to constantly, you know what I mean? Like that's what she expects out of Mark. But she's also negating the fact that this man just does not like you. And it's not because you're not a caring person or you're not trying to be a caring person. You are just too much constantly. Way too much. So Mark meets up with a female friend of his who has known him for years, and he said that their breakdown and like they're not getting along with talking. She will say things three, four, 5 times. So then he kind of elevates his voice and gets loud. She takes that as him being aggressive and yelling at her, reverting her to her childhood. So now she's upset and he kind of is just like, forget it. He says, so like she can say all this type of stuff to him, but he really has to watch his tone. She always thinks he's yelling. His friend was like, y'all have bad communication. That's just what it is. They are just a couple who the communication is just not there. It's not there. They're not clicking. They're not anything. It's just not working. This is just a couple that we can cut our losses. We know that we're gonna say no on decision day. Let's just, bide our time, go through with get this check, and then let's just go down, get through whatever we else. Let's get through, Lord. Get through whatever else we need to. Here we go for the remainder of filming. Lindsay's at the house. And this is how Lindsay is weird. She's weird. So she just did this whole dramatic thing about how he's not a man for her. He's not her friend. Any of this stuff. But now she's sitting at the house dressing up their cats. The cats that lit her. Because one of them did not have a costume on. The cats that lit her in little shark costumes. Because she has arranged a photo shoot for them. A family photo shoot with the same woman that did their wedding pictures. Why are you arranging this? Why are you planning this? You just said you didn't like the man. He's not your friend. You just said he's not your man. You just said that you are fed up with him. He's on the outs. Can't get back in. But yet here you are planning a photo shoot. Lindsay is sending so many mixed signals just to us that I can imagine how disheveled and confused and distraught that Mark is throughout this entire thing all the time. Because I feel like it's probably just very split with her. Like the last time he saw her, she was probably yelling. So now he comes home and we're doing a photo shoot. They have dinner. He's setting down dinner for them. Mark, I don't even know what she's eating. I couldn't even tell. Mark looked like he probably got a burger and some fries. Some chicken wings and some fries. She keeps asking him, taste the sauce. He's like, I don't want to taste the sauce. Just taste the sauce. I don't want to taste the sauce. Put your pinky in the sauce. Do you really want this man's fat ass hands in your sauce? He didn't wash his hands when he came in. It's still a whole panorama outside. Mark came in, set that food down, and sat right next to you and started eating. And you are begging this man to stick his dirty, pandemic-ridden fingers into your sauce because you cannot just accept when he don't want to try something. I don't understand it. I have never seen somebody just insistently beg you to try stuff that you don't want to. He finally dips a fry in and it's like, no, I don't like it. Like I told you I wouldn't. She said, you don't like pineapple? Didn't he tell you earlier he don't like fruit? He don't like fruit. So then she was like, that's sketch. So then he tries to have a conversation with her. And it was probably because he really just wanted to sit down and eat dinner, but you kind of ruined that vibe. So he's trying to have a conversation with her about how the marriage is going. She cuts in and it's like, so you don't take accountability for anything? Nothing's your fault. It's all on me. And it's like, Lindsay, but that's the same way that you view it too. I think Mark could take more accountability, absolutely. But Lindsay, you're doing the same thing. Lindsay doesn't take accountability for anything. We never hear Lindsay apologize. Where is the apology for all the stuff you said about him at the bowling alley? Where is that apology? Oh, I guess that didn't happen. Okay. So Mark is like, let me finish my statement. So Mark is trying to talk, and for whatever reason, she's like, all right, it's like she's trying to grab him and see Lindsay's in Lindsay's mind, that's her way of like, let me force you to look me in the eye so that I can like, use my Jedi mind tricks on you. Meanwhile, Mark is like, you don't have to grab on me like that. I can listen. She gets completely taken aback by that. Now she's upset and she walks her sky blue long ass negligee and she goes into the bedroom and slams the door. Opens the door so that she can tell him, I feel rejected. I'm upset. Puts on her robe, then puts on a coat and leaves. She leaves. They supposed to be doing a photo shoot. So next thing you know, the photographer comes in and Mark is like, well, she's here. I'm going to take the photos by myself. So Mark is sitting down taking the pictures with the cats. Um, Lindsey comes in. She's all wet. I was like, why is the back of your gown wet? What is going on? What is going on? Did you go outside and stand in the rain for dramatic effect? Did you think that Mark was going to chase you? And that's what is going on, Lindsey. But you coming in wet like this was ridiculous, ma'am. So she comes in and she's asking, she tells the photographer, I don't feel well. I'm just going to lay down. So Mark goes and she goes in the room. Mark goes in the room after her and she in there packing a bag because she wants to go home now. Go home and stay. Go home, stay, and leave the rest of us the hell out of this. So basically, she wants Mark to beg her to stay, right? So she is like, well, I'm going to go home and leave. It says in the confessional, it would be, I'll stay if he wants me to stay. It's like she really wants to break Mark down so that he is so dependent on her. And it is like, girl, what is going on? If you need something that's totally dependent on you like that, go get a dog. Cats aren't going to be dependent on you because they're going to do what they need to do. Lindsey needs a dog that you have to pour the food out for them. You have to take them outside to use the bathroom. You have to give them baths and stuff like that. You have to take them to get haircuts. Like Lindsey just, Lord. So production has to ask this photographer, ma'am, could you wait outside? It's about to get ugly. So she's outside, and Lindsey, who said she was going home, decides to stop in the kitchen so she can let Mark know that she's really upset with him, and she's really hurt, and I feel rejected, and you're not trying. And Mark is like, look, this is a two-way street, okay? A lot of the stuff that you're talking about with accountability goes both ways. She said, no, a lot of it isn't. And so he was like, okay, fine. He was like, fine, I don't do nothing and I don't do a damn thing. I said, you need to put some bass in your voice, Mark. So she tells him that he really isn't trying. And he was like, well, you got the photographer here. Are you going to do the photo shoot or not? So she's like, do you want me to do it? He's like, yeah, I feel like you should do it. You called the lady here. He was like, but if you don't, okay. So then she is like, you want me to pretend like I like you? No. Well, then go. If it's one thing I can't stand is for somebody to say that they gonna get ready to leave and they want to make this dramatic exit. You could have been left the house, Lindsey. You could have stayed gone when you was downstairs in your frozen gown. No one told you to come back upstairs. No one told you to come back upstairs. You look like you've been sitting around in that all damn day and then want to tell the photographer, I don't know what to wear. What were you going to wear before? What were you going to wear before? So they're taking the pictures with the cats. Then afterwards, the photographer said, do y'all want some too? Y'all want some pictures together? Ma'am, read the room. Do they look like they want some pictures with each other? So Mark said that Lindsey is very able to turn on when she needs to, and they're loving and engaging for the sake of the pictures and for the sake of when they need to do things together. But then as soon as that stuff is over, she's back to I'm pissed. Let her be pissed. Let her go home. Start helping pack her damn bag so she can leave. Like, I've never seen somebody say that they can't stand somebody and they hate somebody over and over and over, but yet every time you turn around, you planning some intimate ass activity for the two of y'all. Ooh, Lindsey. Let me know how you guys felt about Lindsey and Mark from tonight, and I will catch you guys in the next one.